Hi guys, Miss Aniela here. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what my plans are with shooting Annabelle in this room. Now, really what I want to do, I mean, she looks amazing. Her dress is just one big sculptural shape in itself. And really what I want to do is just find the best way to convey that in a shot that also uses this wonderful location and does it justice as well. So, but really, in this shoot that I'm about to do, it's really a case of balancing elements. You've got this sculptural shape of the dress, and you've got these shapes and scale of the location, the room, this library room that we're in. And really what I'm going to be doing is playing with how best to represent the model, probably standing still most of the time and just posing as an object in herself. And really I'm going to be playing using a wider lens and a 24 to 70mm lens, so 14 to 24mm to get a really wide effect, but then also using 24 to 70mm lens to see if I can just get a bit closer and if that has more impact from a portrait point of view. And also I'm going to be using constant lights, which I can just manoeuvre around the model, or have manoeuvred around the model, so that I can just really show off the folds and texture of a dress to the best effect. And I can see by eye how that's going to look with the use of these constant lights, which is really handy and just helps me see what I'm doing in camera. I'm going to be shooting tethered as well, so I can see what I'm doing fully on the screen of the computer throughout the shoot, and also the students can see as well what I'm up to and what I'm trying to get at. But really it's just feeling my way around, moving around the model, making sure I don't get stuck in one place, because that often happens where you become uninspired, stuck in one corner, moving around, finding the best angle, and really finding the zone to get the best context around her, get the best image that really shows off everything. With the images from the shoot that I've done with Annabelle, I'm just going to go through them. I'm going to go through all, obviously, the different types of shot that I've taken in terms of closeness to her and different angles that I've tried. I've manoeuvred the light several times. I'm going to go through them and just pick my favourites. Some of them may be just single shots, some of them I might stitch together to show more of the library. Who knows, I might even use them as a foundation for something a little bit more surreal, but I am aware that there's already so much in this scene that might not necessarily happen. It might just be that the picture is beautiful as it is. And really also it's about trying to kind of hone what the colour identity of this image is, with some curves, adjustments and tonal tweaks, just to make the final vision really beautiful and complete and just bring out the best of it. So I'll probably end up with maybe 2 or 3 pictures that I like from this shoot, especially if I've gone in and out in terms of closeness to her and showing more of a wider shot. Yeah, so I think it went well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they come out.
Awesome.
Focus in on the face.
Nice.
So I like it very much in terms of the shape and the composition. I'm not so sure where this picture would be going in terms of its colour identity, because you've got these yellow walls and you've got her dress. That's one thing that's kind of puzzling me a little bit at this point. And also I don't know if she is standing out enough from the background. It's not, I wouldn't describe it as flat, but I think it can be a lot more edgy. You don't get the spot. And the dress doesn't, actually the dress I don't think actually looks good yet. It looks kind of like messy from this angle that I'm shooting at. And I'm very aware of that, because when, if I imagine being in editing with this, be very aware of that. So ideally be getting more of an angle. This shape to me looks, I'm not shooting this seriously because it's got a big light in it, but just to see how the dress looks on this, that's one.
It should pop up anything.
So the dress for me is a lot more appealing from just that slight angle change. It just bounces out from that window area a bit more, and also the shape of it is a lot more appealing. I'm also very aware of her hands. Her hands are very delicate and porcelain looking, and the jewellery as well really adds to the image, so whenever I shoot her I want to make sure her hands are kind of displayed. And obviously the head as well, with the hat being on one side, the obvious thing about getting her looking from one side at me as well. Yeah, go in. Careful with the wire.
This side or that side? What do you want? This one you want to take? This one. And like about four.
Now, do you want us to move the coffee table back a little? See where it's coming in?
I'm not sure about moving anything just yet because
You're still playing.
yeah, still playing with composition, so I don't want to kind of waste anyone's energy moving something. But yeah, but no, I mean it's good you've noticed it. It's just I'm trying to get what the main composition is going to be, and then move anything protruding. I'm still unsure that this is the final composition. I like how the white table fits into the frame,
Well,
and I like the appearance of the chandelier. The room looks interesting, but then I also feel like this man over there should be visible in there as well.
Two frame call.
Yeah, possibly. Or it might just be too wide in there. I don't know.
that's interesting.
I think by framing her with the staircases might go for an interesting.
Because I like the feeling.
Yeah.
It gives you more depth. Look, you have this here, and then this
You should kill the edge of that table, maybe. Yeah, but
So that's it. How's the light in there now?
the shadows here.
Maybe we need to move the light a little bit. It's
I don't know if we need to move this one.
yeah, right.
It's just
It's
too.
straightforward. It's really flat. We need a little bit sidewards to get more.
You know, I do quite like the effect from above. It's creating more shadow and shape under all the ruffles.
It's nice.
It's
I also
quite-
like this here.
Yeah, this is great.
And
Nani, where did the light go? Still there?
Yeah, so. Give the dress a trim.
You got a splash on that back wall. In that corner.
Okay, so can we do something with this light?
Yeah.
Can we put it to one side, I think, a little bit, because it's just a bit
Whatever
too
you
face
want.
on. Maybe more from that angle.
From that angle.
Maybe where.
Can we push back the table a little bit so that I can?
If it goes where the camera is, it's going to be more powerful too.
The thing about lighting
You want us
from
to move
above
this
as well,
camera?
you can see all these shadows that just come in.
Yeah, it's very nice.
oh, nice.
So as you can see with these lights, I love using these lights because they're just, obviously, you know, you see what you're doing, they're ambient, you're working with a form of ambient light that's also controllable. That's why I really like them. Especially with the light being what it is outside today. They're really easy to use as well. And also I tend to like working with warm light. So being able to change the colour temperature of them as well very easily. I like being inspired by the warmth of an image in camera. So I'm just going to position myself so that the light's behind her there. I mean, I'm tempted to draw out to see more of the stairs, but then if I zoom in, I get more of an impact on her dress. Leonard, could you just
Yep.
bring out her. I don't know if you've pinned it in, but there's.
Because it was too flat. It was kind of standing out. That's why I pinned it to make the fold. To make
Okay, no, it's fine. Just wondering if is there a tail of a dress that can come towards me a little bit more?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Melissa, I can see your legs in the picture. Thanks. And I'm not thinking much about her pose yet. I'm thinking just about her stationed there as a shape and how to best convey that. And then I'll tweak more, getting the best kind of look, gaze at me and the arm position. But so far they're quite interesting. They're nice. But then I'll tweak that. I'll look further detail at that in a second. If you can just push that, yeah, that's perfect. There we are. Is it possible just to move that light in just a little bit? The doors of it are just entering the frame into the table. I want to get the table in, perhaps.
You need this to come back a little bit more? Here.
Yeah, that'd be great, thanks.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's beautiful. There you go.
So what I'm going to do, because I'm starting to feel a little bit kind of lost coming back out. So I'm just going to go forward in, and just get a picture of just her, like filling the frame, still quite wide because it's a wide lens. So if you can just turn your face so you're looking that way a little bit more, and just move your chin up till your eye's in the light. Yeah. And that's perfect, just hold that. Now this is obviously cutting off a chandelier this time, but I just want to go in there and just get back into what really is the subject here. So I'm really liking the way her dress looks on that one. And even the way everything else is looking as well. Certainly as part of a series of pictures I'd want to get something that's a little bit more closer in like that. Let's just try a couple more, just thinking more about the composition behind her. If I can just pull out a little bit and show the statue behind her. So it's always this conflict between context and subject for me. And every photographer, I imagine. So just trying to clean up the edges of the frame here, trying to make decisions on what I want in and what not. Let's try getting in up here. Oh, what's that? No. It's just blocking light.
Is that okay? A bit better?
Not as
Nah.
Not working? Sort of soften it a bit.
I like the power of it. It's enough. I think it's working.
We can soften it a little bit if you want. Just adds a little bit of moody drama.
You know, if I'm unsure, I'll get a range of pictures really, just at different proximities to the model and just okay, so what I want to do now is just swivel to one side. I want to see if obviously if you face that way then I can't see your face, but I just want to try this. So yeah, and then just turn your face towards me as much as you can like that. Yeah, I think that'll work nicely because that side of the dress is almost fuller. I don't know about composition on this one, but I just want to see how she looks.
Like the best side of the Christmas tree.
Yeah, I like that a lot more. I'm also contemplating doing, even though this is a super wide lens, doing a stitch to be able to get on that extra part here instead of coming out all the way here. So let's just, so this is what, let's shoot this in two parts. I think that would work pretty well. I'm still asking myself the question, is this powerful enough? Am I getting enough power in that one, in this one shooting? Is this impressing me enough if I was to look at this picture as an outsider? So maybe just try moving back just a step. And turn towards me like you were, yeah. I'm just wondering whether I should change that light behind. Matthew,
Yes, dear.
are you there? Could you just move the light, if you just see where I'm standing, and just move the light so it's directly behind her?
Exactly what you mean, dear.
Thank you, dear. Not normally this polite.
Maybe that, I'll actually sign the contract, it'd be nice.
Yeah, for once. Yeah, I quite like this angle. This is just getting the, I don't know what to call him, but the statue directly behind her.
Oracle.
I think we should
Still, I'm
call
not
it
sure about the
Dave.
chandeliers. Sometimes chandeliers are kind of problematic because they're pretty, but they kind of dangle into the frame in a strange way. I quite like the angle on the dress in this. The staircase doesn't look as good, but this part looks interesting. Okay, what can we do now? Because I've thought a lot about composition, framing. What I want to think about now is more at the shape of the top of your body and the way you pose with it. Do you want something maybe a little bit more of a curve in your shoulders, maybe down to one side? Yeah, that looks interesting. And then so you're kind of like pushing your neck forward. So I'm just going to do a check-in on this. Just move to the side a little bit more this way. Yeah. Actually, that's not working too much. Come back. And try it maybe the other way. So you're bending. Yeah. And put this.
Yeah, I thought you were...
That's lovely.
So, Brent, how are we doing for levels? Are you checking levels and everything?
No.
Leonid,
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Skin tones are fine.
this flap here.
Yeah, sounds.
Might be a tiny bit overexposed, Matt. Matt, another 3-2. Your skin tones might be a tiny bit
Yeah,
high.
it's going to get blown out the window, isn't it?
Well, the windows are gone, but I assumed you wanted the windows gone. The skin tones, the brightest part of the shoulders, right up here, you still have it.
Yeah, I'm bringing myself down.
Or
We'll
just-
try it so it knows.
Oops, sorry.
Just a bit closer to this, so a little bit further back if you
Further
can.
back.
Didn't mean to. Focus points on. Focus points have changed.
Floodlight or more than like a
Focus point seems
spot?
to have just changed by itself. Why has it done that?
Don't know, did you hit lock? No. Well, you can change it, where do you want it?
Just all.
You want it on her face?
It's in there still, you can change it. With, you can change it. Do you want it on her face?
Matt, are you okay? Do you need...
No, the focus point's just gone to the left of her for some reason.
I've had that happen.
You
Or
sure?
we take it off
Yeah.
the block?
Yeah.
Try that. I'll put it up about mid. Oh, are you shooting horizontal again?
I don't know, I was going back and forth. I just want to be able to focus centrally.
You probably have the maintain focus point, so when you turn it, it's keeping the same one. Just keep resetting it. I didn't
So
realize.
Hmm?
Sorry, I didn't realize you came back to landscape.
I actually just clicked back, so it's just there. But
Okay,
I was reconsidering it, but I think it's probably going to be portrait.
I think so for the ceiling.
So I like this. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Her? Books.
What about the Hobbit chairs?
Do you want to be taller, or do you want her to be taller?
Her to think taller.
Could stand
I
up with some
think-
books. think low. That point right there.
I think low.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You thinking about climbing up there now? You thinking about climbing up there?
I was just wondering whether we can do something else with this light. I'm just wondering whether the light is as impactful enough as it could be.
Sorry. I just think it's not powerful.
Yeah.
What if we kill the diff? Just
Plain light.
it's up to
More crisp
It's up to Matt
or-
and Nat.
Lift it up. Can you lift it? Because there's magnets there.
Yeah, just remove the diff for a second. And put the color back.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a quarter of a stop.
Tell you what I really want. I want light on a face in particular.
It's a full stop.
Sorry?
That's a full.
Is that full one?
On the face. Like
Well, it's
spot
250, so it's at least 3/4 of a stop.
Yeah, on the face. Yeah.
So I
It's
got a
making
spot
a
on the
difference.
face.
Do you like it more or less?
More on the face.
No, do you like the fullness, the light, the brightness? No, that's what he's asking.
Yeah, I like it more. Okay, I like the composition of this. It's going to take a shot like this. I'm not sure I like the pose on that one, but let's just look at the composition. That's too low now. Perch here. Matthew,
Yes, dear.
can you point that light behind her? Can you move it first a little bit towards the window? If you just look at where I'm sitting.
Yep.
And then, could you kind of point it more towards her head, Annabelle's
So
head?
point it up a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's going to get what I want, but... I think what I really want is something that's kind of emanating from her a bit more in terms of a light, something behind her.
That's sneaking the light up under the hat. I like that. It's a good catch light there too, right there.
And you see the door of the light just underneath her. Actually, you just bring your arm down. Just forget it's alright. You just bring your arm down. This arm with the ring. Just bring your ring down back to here. Yeah.
You've got that hand hidden, isn't it?
Now the doors of the light are just sticking out from behind her, and it's going to bug me in post. Matthew, can just-
This left one here, yeah?
both of them.
Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, that's a really lovely pose. I like that. Yeah, let's take a shot of this.
Where did that catch light go? Lost it.
It's not there.
No, we lost the catch light.
There it
There
is.
it is.
Right there.
I line up a bit here.
Oh yeah,
Right
that's
there.
right. Yeah.
I line up a tiny bit. Right there. Up a bit. Man, that's close.
So, in the past, I don't normally shoot tethered, but I think when it comes to doing something with so many stylistic elements, it really pays off to shoot where you can actually see on a screen as you would. I also want to make sure there's no discrepancy between what I'm seeing on here and what I'm seeing on there, and that just helps me get an instant guide on that. So, what I'm going to do, just because sometimes it's easy to get, I'm going to just untether myself for a second. Is that alright if I just plug it out?
Sure. What could possibly go right?
Turn the camera off first now.
No, I didn't do
Or
that.
no.
I just want to make sure I'm not hollowing myself up in one area and just becoming uninspired, but actually, I just want to make sure I'm missing a trick in other areas. See, I love this light on her here, in fact.
Yeah, what Natalie's doing now, we always recommend if you can do a 360 around your subject.
Definitely.
You know, go for it because you more than likely find a better
We go on
angle.
the shot, but I really want to do it. Turn your head that way. Okay, so what I want to do is ask you two guys to move from that couch.
Please.
Behind you.
That one little hair.
Sorry, Nadine.
I'm sorry, darling.
That's right, no, stay where you are. That's right, I was coming through.
And I'll take that. You got it? Oh, no, it's this one.
Yeah, just.
Here's her computer. I'll put it on this one.
It's like such relief when you get that one.
Pretty much.
It's in my eye.
Sorry, you get right there. I'm thinking, I think we should bring.
Light kind of here. I've also
Just a second,
trying out
sorry.
24/7.
Quiet on set!
Still getting context in, but it's not so wide. Obviously, I'm on. Shooting on. Well, pretty much 24 at the minute. But it's just. Just this kind of
Oh, wow.
framing.
That's nice.
I don't see that as a complete shot. I think it either should be centre or I should get this maybe extra information to put on that side there. Matthew?
We need a Matthew.
Who needs a Matthew?
I need a Matthew.
Clone. Everyone wants to clone you. So it's just her face is not totally in. I like the shadow, but just so that her eye comes out more, just a little bit more. It's really close. Just to see.
So that's the hat putting the shadow.
Yeah.
Get that round to that shadow.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey Matt, is that back over there in the shop?
So I'm just
No.
contemplating the
here.
idea of if I did stitch what
So, sorry, what was that?
Is that backpack over there in the shop?
if I did
Backpacking shop?
stitch these together.
Backpacking shop?
Over there to the right of the house?
Yeah, I mean it's not. Might as well move it.
It's about that big.
Oh, okay.
Just wondering whether that's going to be interesting enough to stitch onto one side or not. Obviously not with dirt there, but.
So if you wanted to isolate the statue, you had to step over a little bit, and so that when you're pivoting around, you're from the same point when you stitch, or it doesn't matter.
Well. So I shot from this frame. I mean, there's a big overlap,
Right.
so that Photoshop can recognise the overlap if I choose to use a photo merge, but don't really worry too much about accuracy of
Proportions.
no, because it kind of sorts itself out, and I always take liberties. Just bend things, and even doing manually, just placing things on. I wouldn't want to do it manually in this case because there's too many lines to scenario. But it's usually quite simple. It's just almost like half. Imagine a portrait picture is usually half of what I'm using in the picture, and it makes it into like not a square, but like a fatter picture.
As soon as she went.
The depth in the picture here, the light here. I don't tend to take pictures that are kind of like neither here nor there in terms of landscape or portrait. I usually do try to stick to some kind of guide.
Symmetry. You like symmetry.
Yeah. It's actually a bit difficult because I like this side of your dress the most, but then I also want to see your face. Try different pose in the top of your body. Maybe even like if you were standing kind of like almost really twisting like this, really quite contorted.
But now we lose your ring. The jewelry, it's really nice jewelry.
Okay to lose it on some, depends on what the compromise is.
Could she bring it up? Like,
Oh, you mean the bracelet?
the ring, or either one. Yeah, that worked when she did the bracelet, and now you gotta. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You put your shoulder back where it was before. So I'd rather try and get a dynamic, more interesting pose.
Right.
I don't mind too much if something's lost. You could, as opposed to, well, these ones are alright, but it's
It's more
filling the
interesting
floor. Yeah.
too, and her body is creating like triangles on the other ones. It's nice.
This was the original. Should I put the diffusion back on this light, or do you like it?
That seems alright.
Okay.
This is where I wanted to start.
That seems alright.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where I wanted to start.
Okay, so now I'm just wondering about the sense of completion in this image. Because I've got a composition I like enough. When I get into editing with this, am I really going to feel like I got enough in that shot?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I would like us to try it right in that corner as well. I do like that corner coming in.
I'm just wondering whether I should make. Oh yeah, let's tether. Oh, can I just tether?
Feed it.
Well, she is a Leo, you know.
Maybe we can put the skirt in there. It looks like he's attacking her.
I'll take care of that.
Okay.
It was probably like that already. No, I wouldn't have done that easy. Yeah.
It's almost like the cat just walks in by itself.
That's what he was
That's why
trying.
it's facing that way.
Give it a click so we see what's happening.
Is this tripod look?
Do you think Lupo's appropriate? No, I'm sorry.
What the hell? You broken it?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, can I
It
wear
was like that. They probably did that for shipping.
Actually, Dad, you got a small head.
Okay of flowers in that hole instead.
Can I wear that, please?
Well, you could actually put rose in your feet. He's gonna, the lion's offering her a rose.
Just remember that for the weekend as well.
Kick the butt around a little bit.
Okay, so what we I don't want this one this far out.
You want this one
We're
closer?
about to ride it somewhere.
Sure.
Can you just move it a bit closer to it, this one? This one you're... Darling, can you just move it closer to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I don't know about this one yet.
Okay.
Because I want them to look like they make sense.
So if they come behind her like so, kind of maybe.
Maybe more of an
It
angle.
should be
guarding
kind of
her.
streaming in on the same flow from this one. So maybe alongside it, just a little bit ahead of it, or behind it,
Behind it, yeah.
but not too far out because I won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work. No, it needs to.
Closer at an angle.
What about one from here and the other one from there? Did she one
wanted it-
sideways and the other front, possibly?
Let's see. Shoot and see what happens, and we'll figure.
Actually, push it just closer to it, a lot, just forward, and keep going, keep going. So it's almost like biting a dress.
And we're just gonna hook the
Let's
dress
just
on
see
there.
how rubbish this looks. So bright. I have to adjust my settings.
Maybe,
No, it's-
can you put the one in the back more at an angle? And then you put them both.
we are overexposed at the moment.
Yeah, I'll just totally out. Just
Can you tweak them more towards the staircase?
One facing with this.
Yep, and then his tushy behind even more towards the staircase. Yes, from her. No, this one up front. Just swing the tushy around towards. Yeah. There you go.
hang on a sec.
And then
My
ISO 400.
How are you getting on that?
I'm just sort of wondering whether I've overburdened the frame.
No, but that's a good lesson. You know, sometimes you can overcook something.
No, they're nice props. It's just how you use them.
That's interesting.
I'd love to soften that light up a bit.
Yeah, I said that a minute ago, but Nat wants to keep it harsh.
It's just the shadows on the wall are good. I guess they're not in the shot.
So, Dirk, have you got that filter over there, the diffuser?
Okay, so if someone can place this cat dog
put it back?
alongside,
Yeah, if you can.
Where do you want?
just alongside the other one, almost like the. I want to try it alongside it, but I also want to try it behind it as well. So let's start kind of like halfway past the other one, going back. Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
If
Thanks.
you get him in.
See, I like the cat dogs, but I'm just wondering whether they go with everything that's in this shot.
Like it might be overkill or overthinking?
Perhaps, maybe it's the wrong picture for them, because obviously you've got her lovely dress and you've got this painterly illusion with the thing on her head. And then you've got this room, which is a whole story in itself, and then you've got these dog cages. And I'm just wondering whether it makes sense.
Do you want me to put them at an angle again? Like one behind the other, how you were saying?
Just try a couple more shots like this. I quite like how they are. Compositionally, like I like how they look.
Okay.
But as a unit image, I'm wondering whether it all makes sense as one big thing. I think maybe.
Edgy kind of way.
No, I like them.
Because you have the statue in the back too.
Yeah.
But I
Ben,
can see what you're saying.
We have a
in
we
the
have a
shot.
bogey concept to play with. You're in the frame. Just.
You're framed.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say Ben, unbend,
And just look at me, Annabelle. Turn up your head a little bit more. Yeah. Let's see if this is doing it for me. Then compositionally, I think it would, as a client image in a magazine. I think it's nice. It's just
I
whether
actually
it's
like that now.
doing
I do like that.
artistically.
I'm not too pleased with the top half, the green.
Can we have that
ceiling,
couch
but
pulled back a tiny bit?
Back more.
this one's very
This way?
decent.
Ben, can you help me pull this up?
Edge of couch is in frame.
He said the couch.
This chair is in frame.
Which way?
I'm gonna get some light on the Buddha, really.
Oh no, it's okay.
This way?
That would make it for me.
This way?
I'm gonna try it.
Towards the wall. Out of
It's
the
a
frame.
nice element and it's not lit.
Dirk, there's also a red chair behind the table.
Okay.
If we could pull that out. No. There's also a red chair behind the table. No, the table.
Yeah, it's right around.
Can we pull the coffee table into the frame a little more?
Into the frame?
A little bit. There, it's good. It looks, just makes sense.
Okay.
We might have to kill the yellow log in the fireplace too.
You want me to go pull them out?
Well, we'll see if it shows.
Okay,
Will you go in and Photoshop a flame in there?
Could you move that light just back like 10 centimeters?
Back?
Yeah, just 10. Yeah. Not too
Oh,
much.
that's
Okay.
There we go.
What?
That's gorgeous.
I think landscape.
That is light up Buddha.
Do you think landscape works? Is it a little bit more?
Staircase, I see. Push to your left.
This is just a random shot. It's kind of what I meant earlier. I'm not saying it necessarily works in this shot, but it's where I've seen images where just because the cat's got off and this got off, sometimes it doesn't matter if her shape is perfect. I'm not saying this works, but if her shape was perfect, then sometimes those other factors don't matter as much as they might in a more intricate
But you could
image
take
with-
them out if you needed to.
So, Natalie,
Yes.
I'm going to throw some light on the Buddha.
Cool.
That's the only bit that I don't particularly like.
Over the fireplace in that nook.
The table needs to come off up closer to the cat.
This?
Or back, something.
Yeah.
Do you think you could try putting your arm up
And the yellow log should
kind of
go.
behind
Well, you
your
could
head?
in Photoshop
Yeah.
put it behind there.
Well, I couldn't, because I don't have the file. Well, actually, technically I will. Now you do.
So Natalie, would you go and put a flame in the fireplace? Or no?
Oh, what, sorry?
Hey,
In your
Matt.
post-production, would you add a flame in the
Can we
fireplace?
sneak
or no?
that
Oh, what in fireplace?
A flame.
Oh,
light
I don't
over
know.
on this side of
Depends whether
Annabelle,
it's-
so we get no shadow?
Does anything for the picture? If it's just a
Well, all I want to do is just, I don't want too
random
much
thing.
light
Yellow
on
log.
it, a little bit.
No, I know, but we've got a shadow casting on it. And
Yeah. No, we have two. I like the shadows.
looking at the wrong shadow.
Wait, there's another shadow on the left side. Right, okay. Can't see it from there. Okay. So basically, maybe more diffused.
Or camera, light position on the balcony up there coming down, and it might not be horrible, but I put it just right across Annabelle's,
From
right here.
From the
like
back
right
of it?
across here.
straight.
Come over here.
From there.
Another one to do is how you doing with your arm up. Because it looked as if you were kind of
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we just want to get that exposure right on the Buddha now.
I like that, Natalie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that on?
When do you like kind of strange juxtapositions? Do you like my strange idea?
I do. This is bothering me back here though, because I know you like symmetry. Something about this table's bothering me.
That shadow.
I'm just nitpicking.
Try not to get the shadow there.
Now, you can see that the shadow. Right. Getting shadow. The shadow
we need this back and needs to come up and back.
Light needs to come forward and down.
Which
side?
Tell me.
If we put it on the spot,
Just
if you put the barn door as well.
Matt, push the couch this way, bring the light forward.
Now look at it.
Maybe 4 or 5 feet.
Let her shoot it.
Yeah.
Try to come
You
out
want it
shadow
on
as
a
much as
diag?
possible. Use the top of the barn door. Just get the mood and not hit it.
Yeah. Just close that in a little bit. Yeah. Close it.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I've never finished.
And then let's have you do an outro to this part.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get some shots of
Yeah, I mean,
this striking final set.
How's that looking now anyway?
Good.
I know, it's stretched out, I don't know what happened.
No red shape thing?
You mean put on a tripod and do that? We've got much time, guys.
Yeah, it's better.
No. 2 minutes and then that's
Yeah, no.
Now, oh, hang on, I'll go get it.
Okay, so if you can do that pose again where you have them almost like you're on top of a car and it's kind of sailing through the breeze and you're just. Okay, let's just go with this. No more tweaks.
Yeah, okay, we'll put it up done.
Just hold that.
Excuse me?
Did you drive?
I do.
Okay. What about you?
I got a weird thing going to New York City tonight to meet my son, so I don't know.
You just pop the light on at the end and take care of it.
And then just bring your head down so I can see the detail of your hat a bit more down.
I like that. I like when her head's right in the middle of the bookcase. No, but
Natalie, can I move the table out of the way?
Don't everybody have much time.
I'm just gonna do it real quick.
done here, just changing.
Chit chat. Hey, chit chat.
Melissa.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
What?
No chit chat.
Oh, sorry.
Did you portrait landscape?
Here, we'll get the little bench. Can you give me another second, Natalie? How do you do that?
grab a roof frame.
She's just about done, and then we can do an outro.
Okay.
Shot parties.
Like that? Right, just hold that facing that way like that. Yeah.
Beautiful catch.
So I'm just doing a tilt up to the ceiling in case that could be the kind of like way to get this.
Yeah. I'd even go higher and grab that just in case you want it.
Okay, the last thing I'm thinking before I.
Watch this come crossing.
Let's try that again. Hold that.
Have to. It's gone here. That's it.
What's on?
Wait, go back, go back.
This is your showroom.
Loves
Nice.
it.
That's pretty.
Loves it.
Okay, a couple more things I want now. I just want, if I stand here, I don't know if I should use tripod for this.
Probably.
I just want the potential to
Go pull it right out of the room.
Can somebody help me pull this?
get some more shots of the dress fabric.
One person at Dirk.
Yep.
Can you help over with the table?
Okay, so if someone can just move the dog cats out.
Wait, you want without this?
I'll frame it.
Hey, Brett, let her do it.
Yeah, you want both of them off, right? No, out.
Do the right hand on the hat.
Okay, let's move the cats now. I just want to get one without the cats now. Because I've got a feeling I might kind of stuck with them when I left them up. not be able to do anything with them potentially.
Are you serious?
That's beautiful. Just the last few shots though without dogs.
Yeah.
Cats. Dogs. Cats.
Cat dogs.
Lions?
Yeah.
Tigers and
I actually had a dream a lion was coming up to me just before I woke up. There's this lion kind of pawing me. And then I woke up and I said to Matthew, carousel. I was like, what?
Brookline.
Yeah.
Let's go to the carousel on Brookline.
Is that?
There's a
Good.
carousel on Brookline.
Now, are you all done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get your.